Good day everyone. Today our topic will be voyage planning. And if we talk about voyage planning, the objective will be what is voyage planning, who is responsible, and how do we comply with the rules. Okay, so if we talk about voyage planning, how will we define this one? Voyage planning is to support the bridge team. Of course, if there is a plan for your voyage, it will be more safer. Okay, remember that. Don't forget that one. That is very important. And there will be, of course, all navigator must be briefed about changes. If there is some correction on the voyage planning that you have made, then all the bridge team must be informed, and you must, if you are the one making the voyage plan, you must let them sign for the new version, so that of course there will be no problem for you. Okay, next. And of course, when you make a voyage plan, you have to follow the STCW convention. Okay, so there must be a company policy and procedure. Every management of ship owning company should have a safety management policy. It should provide practical guidance concerning safe navigation, and it includes a clear statement of safety, allocation of bridge watchkeeping duties, of course. What else? There must be use clear procedure, use updated chart and publication. All chart must be corrected. Ensure that all equipment is working properly. You have to do the checking before the departure, of course. And of course, there must be a voyage plan should aim to establish the most favorable route while maintaining appropriate margin of safety and safe passing distance offshore. When deciding upon the route, the following factors are among those that should be taken into account: the marine environment. What else? Marine environment. If we talk about the marine environment, that's the seas, the weather, of course, the lighthouses and sea marks. Okay, the landmarks, sea marks, all of that one. There must be, you have to take that into consideration. And also the type of cargo can influence the route selection. Type of cargo, if your cargo is, for example, like livestock or containers or dry cargo. And of course, next is, if possible, avoid areas of dense traffic. But if you can avoid traffic like passing the Singapore Strait or into this Gibraltar Strait, those areas that are congested, if you can avoid that one, that's so much the better. Okay, if possible, avoid areas with onshore set. For example, there are this Kurosho in Japan. If you can avoid that one, it's much better. Okay, follow traffic separation scheme, and of course check technical system before departure. Good voyage planning equals good seamanship. Always remember that. Okay. Okay. When should voyage planning be done? Of course, plan your voyage. Do your voyage plan prior to departure. First, the master should check that the tracks are safe. If you are the master, of course, if you are the master of the vessel, you have to check the voyage plan that was done or carried out by the second officers. Okay, and of course, the master should exercise professional judgment. If there is some area to be changed, or the courses or the speed, you must put some adjustment to the voyage plan. Okay, and all, as I said before, all of the bridge team, the chief mate, the second mate, the third mate, should be informed, and they should all agree. And for documentation, they should have signed all the documents in the edited version of your voyage plan. Okay, a voyage plan should be prepared and thoroughly checked before departure. Remember that before departure, it must be checked thoroughly. And of course, if you are the second officer and you are the one doing the voyage plan, make sure that you review this many times before you present it to the captain and to the officer or to the bridge team, so that there will be no problem at all. Okay. Okay, route validation. Okay, when a route planning process is completed, it is highly recommended that the whole route is validated and checked against required safety limits. If this is used for route planning, validation against preset limits can be executed by the system. Of course, if you do the voyage planning on the ECDIS or electronic voyage planning, of course, there is already a provision there after you have done this route planning to just click this check route or validate route, and it will be automatically validated. And if there is some problem with the voyage plan, like say for example, you infringe the safety contour or some violation of some very close to the shoals or to the landmarks, then there will be some kind of warning, and it will not be validated, and you have to edit and redone or redo this voyage plan. The whole voyage plan should be redo so that it will be accepted by the system. Okay. Whatever method of validation is used, always remember that the responsibility for safe routing remains with the navigator. Okay, remember that. Of course, the responsibility falls on the shoulder of the captain, but of course, as we say before, the job can be delegated, but the responsibility, you cannot delegate the responsibility. Okay, example, okay, the captain assigned the voyage planning to the second officer. Of course, the second officer will do it, but then if there is some trouble, there is some problem later on, and the voyage plan is the culprit of this problem, of course, the captain is the one it is the responsibility of the captain. Okay, so be sure to remember. Okay, next will be the responsibility for voyage planning. Okay, the master may delegate the initial responsibility. Okay, that's what I am talking to you before, because it is the master that has the responsibility for the safety of the vessel, right? Okay. And of course, there are 4 main stages in the planning of a safe voyage. Okay, 4 stages. Number 1, we have the appraisal, and then number 2, we have the planning, and number 3, we have the execution, and number 4 is monitoring. Okay, now how will you explain these 4 stages of voyage planning? Okay, appraisal is of course when you gather all the information. For example, you use the guide to port entry, the light list, the pilot charts, everything that you need on the voyage plan. You have to check it all. Okay, for example, the charts are all must be corrected, updated to the last notice to mariners. And of course, it should not be a cancelled chart. It must be a new chart or new edition, or but of course it should not be a cancelled chart. It is something like very irresponsible of you if you will not correct the chart up to the latest notice to mariners, and if you are using a cancelled chart, that is a crime. That is not a good seamanship, of course. Okay, no, okay, and of course it is unlikely that every detail of the voyage plan has been anticipated. This does not detect that the value of the plan, which is to mark out in the advance where the ship must not go. Okay, so that is appraisal. Okay, on the appraisal, we will have some kind of references, the books. Okay, and of course, if we talk about the second one, the planning, when it is categorized as planning, it is the one that when you are doing the old voyage planning. Of course, you are using the paper chart, and of course all these paper what you call this, references. The planning is the time when you are already putting on or writing or making your course line on the chart, where you want to pass, where you want to go. Okay, where you want your voyage to be created. That's the planning. And execution is the time when the vessel is already left the berth, and you are already underway. Like for example, your voyage is Manila to New York. Okay, now your vessel already departed Manila, and you are already underway, and of course you are using your voyage plan. That is an execution. Now, question: if just in case you make a voyage plan that is Manila to New York, but your vessel is proceeding to Tokyo, are you executing your voyage plan? Of course not. You have to make a new voyage plan that is specifically from Manila going to Tokyo. And when you are underway from Manila going to Tokyo, that means you are executing your voyage plan that is Manila, Tokyo. Okay? So now, monitoring. How will you explain that monitoring? Monitoring is when you are already underway and you are checking the position, or you are putting your fixed position on the chart. Either it is a paper chart or it is an electronic chart. As long as you are fixing your position and you know what is the position of your vessel in a specific time, then that is already monitoring. By fixing your position on the chart, either it is a paper chart or electronic chart, then it will becomes a monitoring. Okay? We call that monitoring. So we already finished this appraisal, planning, execution, and monitoring. And of course, let me add that when you make a voyage plan and you indicated on your voyage plan that fixing position is every hour, make sure that you advise all the bridge team that they should fix their position every hour. Why? Because when you get into your destination, here comes the port state control, and if they ask, "Second mate, may I see your voyage plan?" Yes, sir, of course, here is my voyage plan. Okay, according to your voyage plan, your fixing position is every hour. Okay, may I see your chart, please? Okay, the port state control will check your chart, and if on your chart you did not follow your every hour fixing position, then what is the result of that? Then you will be charged by the port state control that you do not follow your voyage plan, and it will be reported to your company. And of course, what will happen to you? The company will give you a big question mark, because maybe you are not competent to be their officer. Okay, so make sure that when you indicated on your voyage plan that your fixing position is every hour, do it every hour religiously. Okay, so that is the principle of passage planning, and of course that is the 4 stages of voyage planning. Okay, so if we talk about the checklist for passage plan appraisal, okay, we have the large scale charts for coastal water. Okay, do you have that? Or small scale charts for ocean passage, planning chart, routing charts, pilot charts, and load line zone charts. So you must all have that one. And another one, have a publication been selected including sailing direction and pilot books, light list, radio signals, guide to port entry, tide tables, and tide stream atlas. Okay, and the last one, have all navigation chart and publication have been corrected up to date, including the ordering of new chart publication if necessary, notices to mariners, local area warnings, Navarea navigational warning. All of that must be your reference, and it must be available during your appraisal stage. Okay, what else? Have the following been considered: ship's departure and arrival draft, ship's cargo and any special cargo stowage carriage restriction, if there are any special ship operational requirements for the passage. Okay, so all of that should be included on your passage planning. Okay, next, have the following been checked. Okay, planning chart and publication to advise and recommendation on route to be taken. Okay, climatological information for weather characteristics of the area, navigation charts and publication for landfall features, navigation chart and publication for ships routing scheme, ships reporting system, and vessel traffic service, or the VTS. Has weather routing been considered for passage? If your company is subscribing to the weather routing, then that must be a better one. But when you are using the weather routing system, of course, there is a saying that when you follow the weather routing recommendation, if you are the captain and you follow that, and there was some problem that arose during your voyage, who is to be blamed? It is the captain to be blamed. Now, if you do not follow the recommendation of the weather routing organization, and there is also again some problem later on during the voyage, it is again the master that is to be blamed. So, what you gonna do? So, the captain must decide according to his best knowledge and the best, and what is the best for the vessel, for the crew, and for the environment. Okay, the last one. Have the following preparation been made to port arrival? Navigation chart and publication, studied for pilotage requirements, ship to shore, master pilot exchange form prepared for the arrival, or DC Annex 1, pilot card updated, and port guide studied for port information, including arrival, berthing restriction. Okay, so all of that on the checklist you must do. I mean, it should be reference. It must be done. Okay, so next will be plan appraisal. Okay. Only up-to-date publications should be used.